Guys, namaste. I'm Jade Ocean. Today we're going to do a quick little flow to help to open the shoulders and then also to activate them a little bit, so to build a little bit of strength in them. So not a lot, but just to wake them up a little bit. Make sure that you have 2 blocks with you. Have also maybe a blanket for under the knees and a strap. We're going to be using a strap. And then always make sure you have water, stay hydrated. Don't wait for me to give you a cue, just take a break as needed. Grab your stuff and I'll meet you on the mat. Okay guys, so we're actually going to begin in a fish pose, so Uttanasana pose. So go ahead and grab your blocks. Let me show you how to set this up. Just place them at the top of the mat. We're going to have one long ways on its flat setting. It's going to go from side to side, and then the other one could be one of 2 ways. Now, if you're pregnant doing this, you may, and you're not familiar with it, you may want to lay it flat, or if you know that you don't have, a lot of flexibility in your upper back, then lay it flat as well. So you can just lay it flat from top to bottom, creating a little bit of space. This is going to be for the neck, just in between the blocks. And then if you do have a little bit more flexibility, or you're feeling like you want to try to open up, you could always adjust it and go back to flat, but you can lay it just on its neck setting a little bit higher up, so your head's going to drop down just a little bit more. So go ahead and do that. If you'd like, you can also place your blanket on top just to create a little bit of cushion, but just drape it over top. But I'm going to do it without, just so you can see what my back looks like, just in case, so you know. So go ahead and turn around, and then we're just going to lay down on it. Now, when you lay down, make sure that the bottom of the bottom block is not pushing into your lower back. So you want it to be about the bottom of the back ribs, maybe just above them. So just adjust everything as needed. And then go ahead and bring your legs to a cross-leg position, and then we're just going to very carefully, using the hands, adjust your hips where you need to, and lightly lay back on the block. So make sure that that bottom block is not protruding into your lower back. Again, adjust it if you need to. And then your top block should be just perfect for your head to just collapse onto. So notice how it's feeling right now. Are you able to feel? Of course, a little bit awkward because we're sitting up before, right? You may be hunched. So this may feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so open right now. A little bit crazy. So sit with it for a second, but if it's hurting anywhere, or it feels like the bottom block is just too much for you right now, then go ahead and, like I said, come up off and then drop it down to the next level. So find your position, and then have your hands just out to the side, palms facing up towards the sky. Take a breath. Make sure you're able to pull the shoulders down away from the head. Move the head side to side. Make sure you have that space in the neck. And let's just take a few minutes just to get comfortable, get in tune with our bodies. I'm sure we already are knowing how we feel, but really just checking in and noticing how also too the mind is right now. So allowing everything just to settle and soften. Take a breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth, letting everything go, the tightnesses, the confusion, maybe the unknown, and just trust this process. Again, breath in through the nose. Let that breath draw down to the belly. So be conscious of the way that you're breathing too. Normally when we're shallow breathing, as it's called, and we're not sure how to breathe right, or we just feel like anxious, we'll breathe into the chest, so the heart lifts, the chest lifts up and down. We want to just elongate that breath, so really extend it down to the belly right now, because the belly's soft, right? So make sure you can draw it down to the belly and feel the belly lift. If you want, you can place your hands on your belly. If you're pregnant, you can place your hands on your baby right now. Again, being sure, checking and making sure you're not crunching in lower back, adjusting the block up a little bit higher if necessary. Allowing those shoulder blades to kind of tighten in the back, and then pull the shoulders down, let everything just collapse, right? So again, drawing that breath into the belly. Deep inhale, and then exhale through the nose this time. So just trying to lengthen the breath, the inhale and the exhale, for just a moment, taking some time to focus on one of the most important parts, right, of life is breathing. So we always want to take that time to make sure that we're breathing deep, because if we're not breathing deep, it's going to cause a trail event of a bunch of problems. So always checking in with the quality of your breath first, and kind of starting from there. inhale, next inhale, I want you to think of drawing that breath into the ribs if you can. So just out to the side a little bit, if you will. We're just trying to build that awareness of how the breath moves through us in this little opening with the shoulders. And we're in a soft back bend here, so just building that feeling, knowing how we're supposed to breathe so we don't get into a pose or get into an opening and hesitate and then tighten up, right? Lock out. So we want to make sure that we build that awareness of how it's supposed to feel the proper way. Again, full breath in, and then exhale. And then we're going to start to float the hands above the floor here, and then bring them up like we're angels. So we're just going to make like a snow angel. We're going to extend it up overhead. Now, if it doesn't want to come all the way up, that's perfectly fine. You can bring it into a cactus here. So palms are going to face up. If you want to go all the way up so biceps come up by the ear, that's fine. Just make sure you're not crunching the neck here. So inhale up, or cactus, and then exhale, bring it back down. So we're just almost like we're flying, creating this nice little wave in the hands, coming up on the inhale and then down, just opening the shoulders, noticing how you may feel a stretch maybe in the biceps, right? It's connected to the shoulders, so you'll notice it in the biceps. Keep flying it up and down. Maybe you notice it in the chest here. Keep the breath going, moving nice and fluid, nice and soft, just moving with the breath. A couple more times here. We're just building up a little mobility in the shoulders here, where we kind of stretch that chest and that bicep out. That movement with the breath. One more time, bring it up. All the way up, reach, and then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. As you breathe out, let your hands collapse to the side again, palms up. One more deep breath in and exhale. Just surrender your face, surrender your body right now. Let your legs be completely soft. Taking this time to tune in to your heart. Maybe you can see your heart fluctuating. And just using this practice to open the mind, open your body. Take this time to rejuvenate the body, re-energize yourself. One last breath, and exhale, letting go of anything that does not serve you on this mat right now. So no distractions, no feelings of the past, the future, thoughts or anything. We're just going to focus on right now and just noticing what comes up. Okay, so very carefully use your elbows. If you want, you can bring your knees up too. Place your feet on the floor, lift your head, and then scoot your elbows back, and then come up to your palms to bring yourself all the way up. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab your blocks. You can place them at the top of the mat, wherever, if you want to turn around, wherever that is. So just at the top of the mat, whatever that is to you. And then we're going to come actually into a virasana pose, so kneeling pose with our hips down. What we want to do is come out towards the blocks and make sure that your elbows can come onto the blocks and your hips are right over the knees. So scoot your knees back if you need to. So just make sure that they come under the hips. Okay. So go ahead and sit up to kneeling. If you'd like, you can grab one of the blocks to place it underneath your sit bones, just so that you're elevated up a little bit. I'm going to do that. I do like doing that, and I know exactly where the block's going to go after. So have it long from ankle to ankle on its flattest setting maybe. You can go up higher if it feels like it's too much for your knees. So knees are going to be hip distance apart. You're pressing into your shins, pressing into the top of your feet with your toes pointed back. Grab your strap and just lay your strap right in front of you here. All right, just right below the knees here. And sit up nice and tall. Make sure you're comfortable on your block. If you're sitting on your block, you're able to sit up nice and tall. Take a cleansing breath in and exhale. Let it go. Inhale again through the nose. And then exhale. And let's try breathing through the ribs now. So we're going to think of drawing that breath to the side ribs so the ribs expand out to the side, almost like fish gills expanding, right? There's little muscles in between each rib. We just want to open those up right now. So keep the heart down. We don't want to lift the heart up when we breathe. We want to keep the heart down. We want to engage the belly. So if you're pregnant, lifting the baby, no matter what, lifting from below. So we're lifting, pressing down into the earth, into our block, and then lifting up through the crown of the head. And then imagine drawing your belly in just a little bit, contracting that. So inhale into the ribs, and then exhale. Feel the ribs just soften back, absorbing back into the body. Hands can be on your thighs right now. Another full breath in. Think of lengthening up through the crown of the head, lengthening through the spine. And exhale. A couple more breaths here, just to settle. Let go of the tension in the jaw and the legs right now. Let the legs be soft. If you still need to come up a little bit higher too, you can also grab your other block, just FYI, and you can reset your blocks up afterwards, but you can grab your other block, stack it just to come up a little bit higher. So we want to be comfortable here. So one more deep breath in and exhale. Roll your shoulders up and then drop them down the back. Okay, inhale. Exhale, let the ribs soften into the body. Okay, so let's grab our strap, and then what we want to do is we're going to do rotations here. I love these. These are beautiful to do as a warm-up for any workout, or just in the morning just to kind of prep yourself for the day. But I love doing these. These are great, but it could be a little tricky. So let me show you how to do this. I may turn just to show you, but so reach in front of you. Make sure you're not rolling forward. You want to keep those shoulders, those arm bones locked into the shoulder sockets, and then keep that nice length in the spine here. And then we're just going to reach forward, open the arms up a little bit, and then bring that strap up. So reaching up through the side arms, not through the shoulders, keeping the traps in the shoulders out of it. So we're reaching through the side body. Keep the ribs. As we lift up, we tend to do this. So protrude the upper body forward and then dip into lower back. So consciously draw that belly in, lifting only through the side body, keeping the front top ribs, right? These guys just softened into the body. And then exhale, begin to open. So keep a loose grip on your strap, and you want to open it a little bit. That way then you can bring the arms all the way back. So you may notice they open a lot. So you want to feel a stretch, and you don't want to roll your shoulders up. So while maintaining that space in the shoulders, think of drawing the shoulders out away from the ears, lifting up through the head. So we're keeping that spine in the neck even with the spine in the back, not rolling it forward. And then roll the arms back, keeping the arms straight. So all the way back and then all the way down. You may notice that stretch going down the arms here. So this would be exhale, and then inhale to roll it back up very slow. Now this, you're going to find a point where it feels really tight. If you need to open up a little bit more, keep your arms relaxed but straight and lengthening. Think of energizing out through the fist, right? And then inhale all the way up, and exhale as you come back down. So inhale to go up, and then exhale to come down. Let's come right back up. Inhale, keeping the legs soft. You'll notice the legs want to tighten up on you just a little bit. Maintain that softness. Where can you soften? Where can you lengthen? Nice and slow, moving with your breath. Inhale to come up, and then exhale to come down. Okay, shake the shoulders out a little bit because that can be really tight, really tough too. I'm going to turn just sideways so you can see me here, but now we're going to do these rotations to the side, so which can get confusing. So check it out. So you have your arms long in front of you, right? Just like we did before. And what we're going to do is drop the left arm straight down. It doesn't have to touch, so we're still sitting up nice and tall. The right arm just kind of follows, but it stays straight. And then you're just going to rotate that right arm all the way up to the side here, like it's a side bend, right? Keeping that lift in the left ribs as we bring it all the way down. That left arm stays right out to the side here. And then that top arm, keep it straight, it's going to come all the way back. Our left arm is going to move behind us a little bit so we can drop it behind us. And then we're going to rotate. The arms are going to now come to the left side. So the right arm is going to come down, and then we're going to bring that left arm up and around. And then it's coming towards the side. So keep lifting through the right ribs. My strap is to the right side here, and then just bring it. So we're just creating these rotations, keeping the spine straight, just a little bit of a side bend here. So think of that side bend as lifting through the side that you're bending on and just reaching up overhead to open up that side that you're reaching with. A side bend, so you're lifting the ribs on the side that you're bending towards. So you want to really make sure you lift and don't just dump into it. And then the side that you're reaching with, you're opening up. So think of reaching up overhead with that side, keeping both arms straight, energizing out, but not tightening everything, right? We want to think of that space. So keep rotating a few times, nice and slow. Exhale, drop it down, shift. Inhale, bring it up. Same thing, exhale, bring it in front of you. Inhale, it's a little coordination here, which is nice because it builds that focus. Arm comes up. So this is a mix of a rotation front and back with sort of that side bend mixed in. So I love these. I do these whenever I work out. If you know me from the gym, you've seen me doing these. Usually I use a big stick for this, but it works with a strap as well. It's nice with a strap because it reminds you to keep opening, right? Keep engaging and reaching. So come to the front once again. When you make your way to the front, let's switch. Keep the breathing going. Let's switch. So now we're going to switch the rotation, keep the arms straight, and make sure you're coming back behind you. I notice a lot of people when they come back, they keep the arms up. So we want to come back all the way down. Good. And bring it to the front. And then keep going. Moving with your breath. I call these samurai rotations. I'm not sure why quite, but it sounds great. Keep going. A couple more times. Finding the softness in this. Consciously keeping track of your entire body, really checking in and noticing if anything is really trying to just tighten, stiffen up on you, right? Letting go of that fear, trusting yourself, that fluid movement. Keeping the breath nice and fluid. Be sure you're not leaning forward too. We want to keep the spine straight and reaching with the arms only. When we come back, we move from the shoulders to come back. One more time. I'll meet you on the front here. Release it down. Release those shoulders. That's a lot. Okay, so that's enough coordinating for today. Let's get back into our poses. It's a nice little stretch. You can move your strap off to the side. I'm just going to turn, take a breath here for a second. We're still in our kneeling pose here of Virasana. In a pose here, you can keep your strap in your hand. Place it in your right hand. You may want to use it for this. We're going to come into a Gomukhasana with just the arms, okay? So take a breath. Again, find your alignment. Shake your shoulders out for a second. Take a deep breath. Let's reach our right arm straight up above. So reaching through the side body. Take a nice deep breath here. Good. And then exhale. Let's relax that. And then exhale. Let's bend at the elbow and let the top of the hand just fall to the middle of the back. So be sure that you're not pushing in towards your head. We want to pull the shoulder out, bring the elbow up. It may come out a little bit, but that's okay. Think of spinning that tricep forward. So we're really turning from the shoulder socket to get that tricep aimed forward. So you'll notice your bicep is facing your ear here. And deep breath in. And then exhale, extend your left hand out, turn from the shoulder socket so the thumb is facing down. Keep the shoulder pulling back, that you'll notice that it probably wants to tip forward. And then extend from the shoulder back just a little bit. Bend the elbow to bring it behind you, right behind your back. Pull that shoulder back and then reach maybe for the strap. Maybe you don't need the strap here. Maybe you can just do your arms. That's perfectly fine. You can clasp your fingers together here. We want to press that shoulder blade in the left arm into the body. Take a deep breath here. Keep the legs soft. Check in with the legs. And then let's go down to our torso. Make sure that we're using our core to stay nice and strong here. Keep lifting through the midline, especially if you're pregnant. Think of lifting baby up. Nice and tall. We want to have that space in the neck so we're not pushing on the head at all. We have plenty of space here to move the neck around. Exhale. Keep those front ribs softening into the body. So inhale into the side ribs. Remember, fish scales expanding. And exhale. Good, really opening up the shoulder, but we're also opening the tricep here quite a bit. So the tricep on the right arm. What can you soften here while you're sitting in this pose? A deep stretch in the shoulders and the tricep. And then release the arms down. You can bring that right arm up and then release it down. Switch if you have the strap. Now go ahead, switch it to the other hand. Otherwise, shake it out. Let's bring that left arm up, reach straight up overhead. Remember, lifting through the side body. Deep breath in, bend at the elbow, bring that left hand to the middle of the back, and then let's reach that right arm out straight to the side. We're going to turn from the shoulder socket, so not from the elbow, but the entire shoulder socket. Notice how the shoulder wants to round forward. So we're going to bring thumbs going to be facing down, and then we're going to pull that shoulder back. Extend the hand back from the shoulder, so we're extending it back just a little bit, and then we're going to begin to bring it behind us, reaching either through for the strap, or you can clasp your fingertips here. Again, make sure you're not crunching in that left shoulder. So think of pulling that shoulder out away from the ear, away from the spine, and then we're pressing that right shoulder blade into the body. Take a deep breath in here, lifting through the crown of the head. Exhale, softening the ribs. There's always something to focus on, right? Checking in with our alignment. We can get this done, but can we get it done without hurting ourselves, without causing more imbalances in the body? The whole point of movement is to balance the body out. It's a constant learning. Full breath in and exhale. Good. All right, so let's release the arms down. Good. And then you can come up off of your release the arms down. Okay, so you can reach back for your, so you can grab your block and place it back to that setup that we had. So in the front here, make sure that you have space for your head, space for your head, and then maybe reach back and grab your strap again. So you can do this. We're going to come into rabbit pose, just a little rabbit pose here. And grab your strap and reach it just behind you here. So you can just place it behind the arches of the feet. So just kind of strap it around the arches of the feet. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up and overhead. Good, and then exhale, let's twist to the right side. Just release the right hand down. Left hand's gonna come to the inside of the left thigh. Just a little twist here, opening the shoulders up. Exhale. Inhale, both arms come up again. Good, and then exhale, twisting to the left side, right hand to the inner thigh, the right leg. Good, staying up on the fingertips on the back arm. We want to make sure we're not leaning back here. Inhale, both arms are going to come up, and then exhale, extend the arms out to the side, bring them behind you, and you can clasp them behind you here. So if you can bring your shoulders back, clasp your hands together and bring your palms to touch, and then pull down. If this is not working for you and feels too intense, you can use your strap as well that's placed behind the feet right now. Either way, you're just gonna pull down here. Take a deep breath in. Think of pulling those shoulders down the back. Again, softening the ribs into the body. Keep the legs nice and soft, creating space in the neck. Let's drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Full breath. And exhale very slowly. And bring it back up on an inhale. And switch left ear to left shoulder. And inhale. Exhale. Let's bring it right back up to neutral. Okay, and then maybe you grab your hands, and then maybe if you had a clasp, release your hands. Grab your strap they're right in your arches here. The strap is right in your arches here. So you can do that. So you can grab front grips so your palms are facing forward. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, begin to shift forward. So you can open your knees up a little bit, especially if you're pregnant, for some space here. We're gonna shift forward, begin to round the back up So we're pulling the upper back up and then grabbing onto your strap, coming up to the tops of the feet. So you can either curl them under if you'd like, or keep to the tops of the toes. And then let the top of your head fall to the floor, lifting your glutes up off of your body, lifting your glutes up off of your shins, lifting your glutes up off of your heels, and begin to pull that upper body up towards the front of the mat here. Full breath in, using your legs to energize. So we're opening the traps up a little bit here. Think of pulling the shoulders down towards the mat and then down towards the legs. Full breath in and exhale. Inhale again. And then exhale, very carefully come back up, very slow, because we were upside down a little bit there. And then you can move your strap off to the side for just now. If you'd like, you can grab your blanket and place it under your knees here. So make sure you're in that spot. So when you come forward, your knees are below the hips. You can come in tabletop here first. Bring your hands with your hands on the mat still. Full breath in. And then walk your hands and your elbows onto the blocks here. Take a deep breath. Hips are right over the knees. And then exhale, begin to let the heart fall towards the floor. So walk the knees back a little bit more if you need to. Bring your hands right to your elbows. So bring those elbows in so they're in line with your shoulders. Take a breath here. You can have your toes to touch. Really opening the shoulders up. If you need to, you can walk your knees back a little bit further, or you can bring them in. Sort of in this modified puppy balasana pose here. Give yourself permission just to surrender here. We're just keeping the hips up. Think of lifting the belly up still. So we're still lifting from below, creating a little support for the lower back. Think of opening the upper body. So opening the shoulders, the upper chest, keeping strength and support in the lower body here. One more full breath in and exhale. Let it go very carefully. Press into the blocks, come up, and then you can use your palms to come all the way up. We're going to press into the mat, curl the toes up and under, lift those hips up straight back, keeping a bend in the knees to come up into our first Adho Mukha, which is our down dog. Spin the triceps back. Think of pulling the shoulders out. So we want to think of almost like we're tearing the mat apart here, very softly here. Engaging the forearms to lift them away from the mat. Make sure that we're pressing evenly into the entire palm. Heels are behind the toes but lifted, the knees bent. We want that line, that nice line of energy from our wrist all the way up to the side hip here. Full breath in and exhale. Maybe you begin to drop the heels towards the mat. Don't feel the need to press them down. Just feeling your body here. Maybe you could pedal out your dog a little bit. Just taking a few breaths here, just checking in with yourself. Okay, so let's press into the left hand. We're going to lift the right hand up and then reach towards that left foot. Begin to twist the body, pressing from the left hand towards the left side. Deep breath in. And then exhale, release the hand back. Good. Take a breath. Let's do same thing on the other side. So a little twist here. Press into the right hand, reach towards the right toe with the left hand, and just begin to twist towards that opening on the right hand side. Full breath in here. Release the hand right back. Let's do same thing. Pressing into the left hand. We're going to reach to turn towards the left side. Full breath and exhale. Let's switch it one more time. Press into the right hand and twist towards your right side. Keep those hips even. And exhale. Good job. Bend those knees. Kick it back out. Bend it one more time. Kick it back out. Good. Very nice, you guys. I know you're with me. I know you're trying hard. Stay with it. We're almost there. Let's walk very carefully. Avoid your little blanket there if it's still there. Rub your hand, so right into Uttanasana. Make sure you're wide enough for your baby if you need that space, bending the knees, maintaining that neutral spine so we're not allowing ourselves to roll here into the lower back. Inhale to lift halfway up. Exhale, roll it back down. Let's grab onto each elbow. You can cross at the forearms and just let the body hang here. So really pressing evenly into the feet, lifting up through the legs, shining those glutes back. So it almost feels like I'm pulling the mat apart. I'm lifting my arches up, so I'm really engaging my calves here. Take a breath. Exhale, just letting the head hang, just swaying side to side a little bit here. Stretching out that side body too. And release the hands down. Inhale, lift up halfway again. And then exhale, press into the mat and then step back right into our plank. So lower the knees down. We're gonna lower our forearms to the floor. Now a couple of things. We're gonna come into a little plank here for just a sec. So you can either come into a Sphinx Plank. So forearms and hands are straight out from the elbows, pressing into the mat. Now, if you need a little bit more mobility in shoulders here, this is a really good pose to really open up the shoulders and the collarbone. However, if you're tighter, you may want to come for Dolphin. So Dolphin is just clasping the hands. Bring that bottom pinky in so you're not crushing it. Wherever you are, make sure you have a nice straight line from elbow to wrist. So find your position. Make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders wherever you are. So I'm going to come into Sphinx just to show you. And then go ahead and step back. We're going to energize the legs up a little bit here. Step right back into your plank, curling the toes under. Be nice and relaxed in the ankles, so rocking the ankles out. Take a full breath. Think of spreading the collarbone. Really engage the body, so lifting the belly up. Take a breath. Pull those hips into the midline. Full breath in and exhale. Inhale again. And then exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale and then exhale. Let's lower the knees. Come all the way back right into our balasana or puppy pose. Take a break. And then let's come right up. Take a full breath here right into our tabletop pose. Exhale, lower down. Press it back up for an inhale. Lower back down to exhale. Elbows go back. Keep the collarbone nice and strong, nice and lengthened. Exhale, drop it back down last time, and then press it back up. Good. Bring your toes to touch. Sink the hips back. One more time, just a little balasana here. And then inhale. Come right back up. Curl the toes under. We're going to press right back into our down dog. Good. Again, stretching the shoulders out. Take a breath here. And exhale. We're almost there, you guys. Inhale again. And exhale. Notice that maybe heat now is building up in your shoulders. Okay, let's lower the knees back down. You can come onto your blanket if you'd like. Let's bring the hands just onto the thighs. Let the shoulders be soft here. Take a breath and exhale. So grab your block if you'd like again and just place it ankles again if you did that before. And take a breath. And then inhale, extend your arms just out to the couple things here. Cross it in front either at the forearms, bringing the backs of the hands together, or you can go for a full eagle pose, Garudasana. Bring the right arm is going to come in front, or if you're going for full, bring the right arm underneath the left elbow, wrap at the forearm all the way around to bring the right fingertips to the left palm. All the fingers are pointing up. Inhale to really lift those elbows and then bring the fingers to still continue to point up here. So you'll notice a deep stretch in your shoulders, your outer shoulders here, maybe a little bit in the chest is activated. Take a breath in here. Again, maintaining that neutral spine. Inhale to lift the elbows up. Keep the fingers pointing up. So as you come up, make sure they don't round back here. Inhale and then exhale to drop the elbows down. Inhale to lift it up. And then exhale, drop it down. Notice the legs, are they crunching up on you again? Inhale, give them permission to soften. Exhale, drop it down. Again, inhale to lift. Squeezing the arms together, and then exhale. Good, think of your midline here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release it down, and then very carefully unwind the arms. Extend them out to the side behind you. Good, maybe you clasp them behind you, let it just hang. You don't necessarily have to pull here. You can open just a little bit, but just a little bit of an opener with that collarbone. Just give it a break. Drop your chin down. Take a breath. And exhale. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now your left hand's going to come in front or go underneath the right elbow. Okay, so extend your arms out to the side. And then go ahead and cross them in front. Remember, left arm in front this time or underneath right elbow. And then you can go in for either backs of the hands to touch or for a full Garudasana. Squeeze the arms together. Pull those shoulders back. Lift the elbows. Fingers are pointed up. Full breath in. Keep the legs nice and soft here. Good. And then inhale, lift. Exhale, drop it down nice and slow. Move with your breath. Inhale to lift. And exhale is going to drop you down. Think of that midline, of that center of balance here. The strength, the softness, everything is working together. Inhale. And exhale. Again. Keep it going. Notice the sensations of this stretch. The strength, the power of the arms, and the stretch even. One last time, bring it up. And then exhale, bring it down. Carefully unwind yourself. Again, release the arms down. You can pull them back a little bit. Maybe you clasp them. You can also grab elbow to elbow behind you and then just let the shoulders hang. Actually, why don't you do that? That feels really nice. Bring your hands just onto your elbows, just crossing at the forearms, and let those shoulders just fall open. Be careful we don't start to pull that front body forward. Keep it nice and strong. Keep pulling your belly in. And just notice the sensation, maybe a cooling sensation now. Grounding down through the shins, lifting up still through the top of the head. You can drop your chin down. Keep that breath nice and fluid. Inhale again. And exhale. Okay. Strap if you like, and then place it behind the heels. We're going to come for a rabbit pose one more time. You can also try doing this just grabbing onto the heels. So begin to tip forward and then pull your belly in around your upper back. Firm that belly in. Maybe you reach back for your heels or your strap. You can come up to the tops of the toes or curl the toes under here. Let your head just fall to the floor and think of pulling those shoulders down away from the ears here. Deep breath in, really lifting that upper back up and away from the floor, from your pelvis, just stretching those traps out. You can let your head just soften to the floor. A couple more breaths here. Then very carefully come right back up on an inhale. Release your strap or release your hands down. Okay, let's come up off of our block. And we're just going to come into a seated pose. Give our legs a break. Let's open those hips up just for a second. All right, and let's bring our hands right to Anjali, right to our heart center. All right, and let's just bring our hands to Anjali. Take a breath. Drop your chin down. Just sealing in the practice, noticing if your shoulders are feeling good right now. Just noticing how your shoulders are feeling right now, how your mind is. Were you able to really focus on this practice today with all my talking, all these new things. Were you able to find some stillness in the mind? Maybe some cooling sensations in the body, a little bit of warmth building up. One more deep breath in and exhale. Let it go. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through the shoulder opener today. I hope it helped you. I hope you feel a little bit better. You learned something. I know the first one you definitely have learned or maybe tried to learn. So anyways, thank you for trying. Thank you for doing this with me. Namaste.